This is Behind the Game, Episode 10, November 4, 1994, Golden State Warriors at San Antonio Spurs. Golden State's play-by-play announcer, Steve Albert, said it best.
Up above, out of absolutely nowhere, this is the most asinine, ridiculous thing I've ever seen as a broadcaster.
The 1995 season opener will likely never be forgotten. Pre-game fireworks display triggered a fire prevention mechanism that dumped 12,000 gallons of water, approximately 45,000 litres, inside the Alamodome. The fireworks accompanied player introductions and set off the sprinkler system, which included a huge, high-pressure water cannon at the back of the stadium's eastern lower grandstand. The cannon drenched fans, hundreds of whom were sitting in the season ticket area. Players and coaches returned to the locker rooms while cleanup crews worked.
We're going to step aside, try to mop up our area here, get dry.
Crews had covered the ultraviolet ceiling sensors because of the impending fireworks, but one of the covers came off. Alamodome director Mike Abington said the cannon blasted water at pressures as high as 2,900 gallons, almost 11,000 litres, per minute for 4 minutes.
There are a lot of soggy nachos here in the Alamodome right now.
Several fans opened umbrellas to stay dry. Why do they have umbrellas inside? More on that soon. The game was scheduled to tip at 7:50 p.m, but was delayed 50 minutes as fans dried off and the court was squeegeed.
Well, the Spurs are going to get a humongous cleaning bill, that's for sure, from all these people who dress to the nines. Look, they're mopping up the scorer's table. Look at these people, little kids, they can't believe it.
This was the regular season debut for Spurs head coach Bob Hill, great friend of the show, and returning San Antonio star Sean Elliott, who played the 1994 season with the Detroit Pistons, the only season of his 12-year NBA tenure that he didn't wear a Spurs uniform. The Warriors' Tim Hardaway scored 29 points in the season opener. He missed the entire 1994 season following reconstructive knee surgery. Former Warrior Avery Johnson scored a then career-high 27 points. The Little General was Hardaway's replacement for the 94 season. Ricky Pierce, 1991 NBA All-Star, 16-year veteran and another great friend of the show, scored 27 points for the Warriors, the high water mark, pun intended, of the 27 games he played for Golden State that season. Pierce lays claim to one of the all-time great nicknames, Big Paper Daddy, given to him by then Sonics teammate Dana Barros, after Ricky made a half-court shot to end practice. That moniker caught fire thanks to Kevin Calabro, Seattle's terrific play-by-play man. On the topic of fireworks, the Spurs' Dennis Rodman didn't play due to a team-imposed suspension stemming from his ejection in the final exhibition game 4 days prior. The Warriors were missing Chris Mullin, injured knee, and 1994 Rookie of the Year, unsigned Chris Webber. The Spurs' J.R. Reid was ejected late in the first half after battling with Gatling of the Warriors. This game was also the debut for the Warriors' Ronnie Cycli, acquired from the Miami Heat just 2 days prior in return for Billy Owens and Sasha Danilovic. Ronnie played the first 6 seasons of his NBA career in Miami. Per the Press-Democrat, Ronnie attributed his 1-for-7 shooting performance to a severe case of the jitters. Quote, "That's the most nervous I've ever been in my entire life. I just didn't want to get in anybody's way out there." Unquote. You could say that's not exactly what Ronnie had in mind for his Warriors debut. Also per the Press-Democrat, 4 members of the Spurs organisation were employed by the Warriors the season prior. Assistant coach Paul Pressey served that role with Golden State the previous 2 years. GM Greg Popovich was a Warriors assistant, and Director of Player Personnel Sam Schuler had worked 6 years in that position for Golden State. The 4th ex-Warrior was the aforementioned Avery Johnson. Avery had signed with San Antonio as an unrestricted free agent in the off-season.
I heard of trying to cool you off, but this is ridiculous.
Pre-game chaos aside, Golden State held on for a 123-118 win. minutia lovers will relish in the fact that this was the 6th straight season the Warriors opened on the road. Exactly 7 months earlier, the teams met in a matchup that foreshadowed the Soggy Nachos game. Golden State was again victorious, enjoying the same 5-point margin of victory. That game was delayed for 12 minutes after halftime due to a leak in the Alamodome's roof that dripped on the court, caused by severe storms that hit San Antonio. What are the chances? Oh, you may be thinking, hey, Adam, how did David Robinson fare in the season opener? Well, Mr. Robinson's neighbourhood was well represented. He had a remarkable 27-point, 16 rebound, 6 assist, 2 steal, and 5 block effort. That stellar stat line aside, David's greatest contribution may have been his expressive reaction to the pre-game commotion. Plus, his nickname, the Admiral, was perfectly suited for the deluge of water inside the Alamodome.
We'll step away here on opening night. What a way to start things off, and we'll come back with more wetness in just a moment.